Atlanta is on fire tonight, and not because of music. Not because of the clubs, but because shocking DNA papers have leaked that flip the love and hip-hop world upside down. Fans everywhere are gasping, emotions are running wild, and the Frost household has been thrown into total chaos. For years, the tension between Rasheeda, Kirk, and Jasmine has been the heartbeat of Atlanta drama. But nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared anyone for this explosive twist. The documents allegedly prove that Jasmine has betrayed not just Kirk, not just Rasheeda, but both of them in a way that cuts deeper than anyone imagined. The betrayal is not just about another secret baby. Not just about a fling behind closed doors, it's something that strikes at the very core of family, loyalty, and trust. Sources close to the situation say the DNA results were handed over quietly at first, but once they hit the wrong hands, there was no going back. Suddenly, the private pain became public humiliation. Cameras have captured Rasheeda's tears, Kirk's fury, and Jasmine's unapologetic smirk as rumors spread that she had been plotting this from the beginning. Atlanta streets are buzzing, fans are shouting betrayal at every corner, and social media is boiling with hashtags calling out Jasmine's name. Some are saying this is the final nail in Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage. Others are convinced the truth will destroy Jasmine's standing in the love and hip-hop circle forever. The city is split, the family is divided, and the betrayal is louder than ever. What exactly do these DNA papers prove? Why is everyone saying Jasmine crossed a line that can never be undone? And most importantly, how will Rasheeda, a woman who has fought through every storm, survive this one? Tonight, we dive deep into the scandal that has Atlanta erupting. Stay locked in, because what you're about to hear will leave you in absolute shock. Atlanta had seen its share of scandals, but nothing compared to the storm that erupted when those DNA papers surfaced. The city's heartbeats seemed to stop for a moment, fans, glued to their phones, waiting for confirmation. Waiting for someone from the Frost camp to either deny or admit the chaos, but silence only made the fire grow louder. It was said that Kirk was pacing inside his studio, red eyes filled with anger, while Rasheeda sat in the kitchen, staring at her phone, shaking her head over and over again, saying quietly, "No, this can't be happening, not again." The streets outside weren't quiet either. Word spread through Atlanta's clubs, through barbershops, through beauty salons, and through every Instagram live that hinted something bigger was coming. People wanted answers, and all fingers pointed at Jasmine Washington, the woman who had once shattered the Frost marriage, now being accused of something even worse. Fans said betrayal wasn't a strong enough word. They said Jasmine had outdone herself this time. Sources close to the family whispered that the DNA papers revealed something shocking. Not only had Jasmine lied to Kirk about the child's paternity years ago, but the betrayal ran deeper than the public could have ever imagined. Whispers claimed Jasmine had tied herself to another man in the Frost circle, making Kirk and Rasheeda both look like fools at the same time. It was the ultimate double cross. Rasheeda's sister reportedly stormed into the Frost house demanding Kirk explain how the family had ended up in another scandal. Kirk shouted back, slamming his hand against the counter, "I didn't know, I swear on everything, I didn't know." But Rasheeda wasn't convinced. She had been here before. She had lived through lies and excuses and the same sharp sting of humiliation. Her voice trembled as she replied, "Every time it's the same, Kirk, every single time, and now the whole world is laughing at me again." Fans online quickly split into teams. Some blamed Kirk for ever letting Jasmine close enough to cause this kind of damage. Again, others turned their fury on Jasmine, calling her heartless, manipulative, and obsessed with tearing the Frost legacy apart. Hashtags like #BetrayedAgain and #Justice for Rasheeda started trending overnight. One fan wrote, "Rasheeda deserves better, she's the queen of Atlanta, and Kirk keeps dragging her through the mud." Another wrote, "Nah, Jasmine knew what she was doing, she played both sides, this is evil." What shocked everyone even more was how calm Jasmine appeared in her first Instagram live after the papers leaked. Her hair done to perfection, makeup flawless, she smirked at the camera and said, "People love to talk, but I don't answer to lies, I'll let the truth speak for itself." Fans flooded her comments with insults, emojis, and disbelief. Some begged her to explain, while others demanded she leave Atlanta for good. The live ended with Jasmine blowing a kiss to the screen as if mocking everyone watching. Meanwhile, Kirk's longtime friend and fellow cast member Young Jock was dragged into the storm. He went live on his own page, hinting that he had seen the papers with his own eyes, and what they revealed was dirtier than anything the Frost family ever went through. Before his exact words were, "Man, listen, this ain't no regular baby mama drama, this right here is betrayal on a level y'all wouldn't even think." Jasmine done pulled a move that got Kirk Looking dumb, Rasheeda looking crushed, and the whole city in shock. That statement alone fueled speculation. Fans demanded receipts. Memes exploded on Twitter showing Jasmine with snake emojis and captions like Atlanta's ultimate betrayer. Others compared the scandal to reality show history, saying no love and hip-hop drama had ever gone this far inside the Frost household. Emotions were boiling. Kirk's son Carter, reportedly, overheard arguments so loud he asked his mother why daddy was mad. Rasheeda broke down in tears, hugging her child, telling him everything was fine, even though nothing about the situation was fine. Kirk tried to step in, but Rasheeda pushed him away. "You don't get to comfort me, Kirk. You brought this storm to our house," she shouted before locking herself in the bedroom. Even K. Michelle jumped into the mess, dropping cryptic comments on her social media suggesting she had warned Rasheeda about trusting Kirk and Jasmine again. "When I told you the truth years ago, they said I was messy, but look now, who messy everybody." Fans quickly screenshotted her post, spreading it like wildfire. The comments under her page were filled with fans praising her for always keeping it real, while others accused her of pouring gasoline on a fire that was already out of control. Atlanta nightclubs blared music, but all anyone talked about was the Frost betrayal. Bartenders whispered theories, bouncers laughed over memes, and partygoers argued over who was to blame. A local radio host even dedicated an entire segment to the scandal. Callers rang in with heated takes, some saying Jasmine should be banned from the show, others saying Kirk should finally pay for years of lies. One caller's voice shook as she said Rasheeda stood by him through everything, and this is how he repays her. Jasmine ain't the only one to blame, Kirk is too. The family's reality show producers reportedly scrambled to adjust filming schedules, cameras ready to catch every tear, every fight, every slammed door. Because this wasn't just gossip, this was ratings gold, a producer allegedly said. "This is the biggest twist we've had in years, fans are eating it up, and we're not missing a second." Rasheeda's pain was undeniable, though fans who spotted her at her boutique claimed she looked exhausted, sunglasses hiding her swollen eyes. Still, she kept her head high, refusing to answer questions from paparazzi. One fan recorded her walking out silently as the crowd shouted, "We love you, Rasheeda. Stay strong." But the story didn't slow down. It kept spinning faster and faster as new rumors piled on. Some claimed Jasmine had secretly met with another man tied closely to the Frost family before the DNA papers leaked. Others suggested Jasmine leaked the results herself to stay relevant on the show. Whatever the truth was, one thing became certain: Atlanta wasn't just buzzing, Atlanta was erupting, and the betrayal was only beginning to unfold. And then, just as the city thought it had heard it all, another shocking twist dropped through a leaked voicemail recording, one that hinted the betrayal wasn't just personal, it was calculated. And it was about to expose secrets nobody thought would ever see the light of day. Atlanta was never silent, but that night, the noise carried a different weight. People were not talking about the latest track dropping or the next party in Buckhead. They were talking about betrayal. DNA papers waved around like torches, sparking a fire that refused to die. Kirk Frost sat slouched in his leather chair, eyes red from rage mixed with disbelief, his phone buzzing non-stop, every notification another stab in the chest. The betrayal wasn't a rumor anymore, it had documents, stamped signatures, and lab results to back it up. Every corner of Atlanta knew Jasmine. Washington had once again done the unthinkable. Rasheeda Frost stood at the kitchen counter, her body trembling as she scrolled through messages from fans, friends, and strangers alike. Some showed love, some sympathy, others poured gasoline on the wound, saying she should have left Kirk long ago. Her hand tightened around her phone as tears streamed down her cheeks. She whispered to herself, "After everything I gave, after everything I forgave, how could this still be my story?" Her voice cracked. Her son's small footsteps echoed in the hall. She quickly wiped her eyes, forcing a smile, pretending she was fine. Even though the world had collapsed around her, the DNA papers weren't just about a child. They carried another name, one that no one expected, tied directly into the Frost family tree. Whispers claimed Jasmine had been entangled with someone Kirk considered blood. Not just an enemy, not just a fling, but someone from within. That made the betrayal cut sharper. Kirk shouted across the room when Rasheeda confronted him, "I didn't know, don't put this on me, I swear on my mama, I didn't know." His words cracked like broken glass, but Rasheeda's eyes told a story of years of lies and disappointments. She raised her hand, shaking with fury. "You never know, Kirk, you never see, you never admit until it's too late, and the whole world is laughing at me again." Social media exploded, fans divided into armies. The Rasheeda army stood firm, defending their queen, calling her loyal, strong, and undeserving of humiliation. Comments flooded her boutique's page, "We love you, Rasheeda, leave him, queen. You deserve better." But the Jasmine supporters, though fewer, were louder. They claimed Jasmine was misunderstood, they argued. She had been painted as the villain since day one. They said the DNA papers were proof of a bigger conspiracy, a setup to bring her down, one fan tweeted. Y'all don't even know the half. Jasmine been carrying secrets for years, maybe this time she just tired. But Jasmine herself added fuel to the fire. She went live that night, nails glistening in the ring light, hair, perfect smirk on her lips. She sipped from a glass before speaking. Everybody want me to bow down, apologize like I did something wrong. But I'm not sorry. People don't like the truth, but I don't run from it, and I don't hide. The comments section blew up with snake emojis, angry fans screaming at her, others begging for answers. Jasmine leaned in closer, lowering her voice. If y'all think this is big, y'all ain't ready for what's next. Then she ended the live with a kiss blown to the camera that left thousands boiling with anger. Producers from the show scrambled, phones ringing, back-to-back contracts rewritten. Schedules shifted because this scandal was bigger than any scripted storyline. Before cameras rolled, immediately every tear, every curse, every slammed door recorded for what they knew would be the season that broke records. One producer was overheard saying, "We couldn't write something this good if we tried. Jasmine just gave us gold." Meanwhile, Kirk reached out to his old friend, young Jock, hoping for advice, but Jock wasn't sympathetic. He went live himself, confirming he had seen the papers with his own eyes. "This ain't no rumor, y'all. This the real deal. Jasmine pulled something dirty. She betrayed Kirk. She betrayed Rasheeda, and now she out here laughing." Jock shook his head, his voice heavy. "I love my brother, but man, this one might be the one that breaks him." Fans erupted in his comments, some begging him to spill the whole truth, others accusing him of chasing clout. Rasheeda's family entered the storm to her sister Nia slammed Kirk, publicly posting on Instagram, "How many times does a woman have to die inside before y'all let her live free? Kirk always dragging her through the dirt. Jasmine always smiling while she bleed. Enough is enough." Her words went viral, shared across Facebook, Twitter, and gossip blogs within hours. The Frost family drama was no longer confined to Atlanta, it was national entertainment, trending on TMZ Shade Room. Baller alert, the betrayal had traveled far beyond Georgia. In the Frost home, arguments turned explosive. Kirk shouted, pacing, while Rasheeda packed bags, slamming drawers. She screamed, "You don't get it, Kirk. I can't keep doing this. My dignity, my sanity, my soul is at stake, and you think this is just another fight?" Kirk grabbed the bag from her hands. "Where you gonna go, Rasheeda? You think the world out there kinder? You think they ain't waiting to eat you alive?" To Rasheeda, pulled back, her face drenched with tears. "Anywhere is better than here, anywhere but this house full of lies." K. Michelle threw herself into the fire, to laughing on her Instagram story. "Didn't I tell y'all years ago? But no, I was the messy one now. Look, everybody messy." Everybody crying. Fans split again. Some praised her for speaking truth, others attacked her for mocking Rasheeda at her lowest. The comments war raged on. One fan typed, "K. Michelle been right all along." Another wrote, "This ain't the time, sis. Rasheeda don't deserve your shade." Rumors spun wilder each hour. One blog claimed Jasmine leaked the DNA papers herself to control the narrative. Another suggested the man tied into the betrayal was not just Kirk's family but someone Rasheeda trusted like a brother. The theories piled up, each one darker than the last, and fans couldn't look away. Atlanta's streets pulsed with gossip, radio stations dedicating full hours to the scandal, callers crying, screaming, debating. One woman sobbed, "Live on air. I've been married 15 years. I see myself in Rasheeda. How much more is she supposed to take? This ain't entertainment. This is a woman's life." Another caller laughed, saying, "Man, Rasheeda knew who Kirk was. She stayed. She signed up for this." The host cut him off. The studio filled with tension. The scandal wasn't just entertainment, it was a mirror reflecting real pain for real people. Paparazzi caught Jasmine stepping out of a black SUV outside a lounge, her head held high while security pushed cameras back. Fans shouted at her, "Snake homewrecker, betrayer." But Jasmine only smirked, adjusting her sunglasses as if she thrived on the chaos. She shouted back, "Keep talking, y'all making me famous," and slipped inside, leaving the crowd screaming behind her. Inside Kirk's studio, his longtime friend Scrappy confronted him. "Dog, you gotta face it, this ain't going away. You can't hide from it this time. The papers don't lie." Kirk slammed his fist on the desk. "You think I don't know that? You think I ain't hurting every second?" Scrappy shook his head. "You hurting, but she bleeding." Kirk, "Rasheeda bleeding out here, and the city watching." Rasheeda meanwhile sought comfort from her mother, who held her tight, whispering, "Baby, you stronger than all of them. You've been carrying this family on your back since day one. Don't let this break you." Rasheeda sobbed into her mother's shoulder. "Mama, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of being the strong one. I just want peace." Her mother's eyes hardened. "Peace don't come from people like Kirk or Jasmine, it come from walking away." But just as fans thought the betrayal had peaked, a voicemail leaked. Online shaking the story to its core, it was Jasmine's voice, unmistakable, smooth, cold. She said, "Yeah, I did it. So what? Kirk played me, Rasheeda judged me, now I played them both, and I ain't even sorry." The voicemail spread like wildfire, posted on blogs, retweeted thousands of times, fans in shock, screaming. She admitted it, she really admitted it. Atlanta's fire now a full-blown inferno. The betrayal was no longer rumor, no longer speculation. It was confession, and Atlanta erupted louder than ever. The story wasn't over, in fact. It had only just begun. Atlanta woke up the next morning still, trembling from the leaked voicemail. Fans barely slept. Memes, videos, reactions, all over TikTok and Twitter had already made Jasmine the most talked about woman in the city. Headlines screamed betrayal, hashtags trended worldwide. Hashtag Jasmine exposed, hashtag Frost family broken, hashtag Rasheeda desversed. Kirk tried to stay off his phone, but every call, every text carried the same message. "Bro, did you hear what she said?" His studio felt like a cage, walls closing in as he replayed the voicemail over and over, Jasmine's voice haunting him. "I played them both, and I ain't even sorry." He smashed his phone against the wall, shards scattering like his pride. Rasheeda, however, was silent. Her boutique closed doors, locked blinds drawn. Fans who came to support her stood outside, leaving flowers, letters, notes taped to the glass. They cried out, "We love you, Rasheeda. Stay strong, queen." But inside she sat at her vanity, staring at her reflection. Makeup untouched, her face raw and swollen from tears. She whispered to herself, "How did I end up here again? Why do I keep bleeding for a man who never protects me?" She closed her eyes, hearing echoes of Kirk's past apologies. Every time he swore it would be different, every time he begged for another chance. Meanwhile, Jasmine thrived in the chaos. Paparazzi cameras followed her every step. She walked through Lenox Mall like a star, security tight around her. Fans booed. Some cursed, others recorded as she strutted with confidence. She even stopped to pose, flashing a smile before saying, "Keep watching me, I'm the show." Her arrogance fueled the fire, more blogs dragging her as the villain of Atlanta, others calling her the smartest player in the game. One gossip site posted, "Love her or hate her, Jasmine stays on top because she knows scandal is currency." Friends of the Frost family stepped forward. To Erica Dixon spoke on live, shaking her head. "I don't even know what to say. I feel so bad for Rasheeda. She deserves peace, and every time she tries to build her home, somebody tearing it down. This ain't fair, it's cruel." Fans praised her words, sending love her way, but they also demanded she spill more tea. The pressure around everyone connected to the Frosts grew heavier by the hour. Kirk's oldest children refused to stay silent. One daughter posted a cryptic tweet, "Sometimes the people closest to you bring the biggest shame." Fans immediately tied it back to Jasmine. Speculation ran wild. Was Jasmine involved with someone in Kirk's own bloodline? Had she betrayed the entire family from within? The mystery deepened. No clear answers, but the theories spread fast in the Frost house. The fights didn't stop. Kirk begged Rasheeda to believe he hadn't known, but she shook her head, shouting, "Whether you knew or not, it's always the same story. I'm the one paying the price. My name, my dignity, my peace." Kirk dropped to his knees, grabbing her hands, tears streaming. "Rasheeda, please don't leave me. Not like this. Not because of her. We can survive this. We survived worse." Rasheeda pulled away, her voice low but sharp. "No, Kirk, this one is different. This betrayal cut through both of us. She's not just after you, she's after me, too, and I can't survive that." Social media boiled over with live reactions. One fan streamed herself crying, saying Rasheeda is every woman, she don't deserve this pain. Another fan ranted furiously, "Jasmine is disgusting how you play both Kirk and Rasheeda at the same time. She needs to leave Atlanta now." Petitions even started circulating online, some demanding Jasmine be removed from the show, others begging MTV to give Rasheeda her own spin-off free from Kirk and drama. Radio hosts called it the scandal of the decade. One DJ shouted on air, "Atlanta is divided. Y'all some riding with Rasheeda, some with Kirk. But Jasmine out here laughing at all of us, she winning in the most twisted way." Callers argued back and forth, voices rising. The scandal now a constant debate everywhere, from church pews to street corners. The producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta saw dollar signs. Cameras followed Jasmine to a rooftop lounge where she clinked glasses with friends, smiling like a queen in her throne. To staying relevant, she toasted fans, recorded clips from afar, posting them online. Outrage exploded. "How can she celebrate when she destroyed a family?" others wrote. "She, the new villain we love to hate." Rasheeda's breaking point came days later. She went live in tears, her voice shaky but steady. She said, "I've been quiet, but I'm not weak. I am hurt, yes. I am tired, yes, but I refuse to let lies define me. I stood by a man who broke Me over and over, I forgave a woman who never respected me, but today, I'm drawing a line. Comments poured in, thousands of hearts flooding the screen. Fans screaming, "Queen, we love you, leave Kirk, you deserve peace," but just as fans thought Rasheeda had finally broken free, another bombshell dropped. A second set of DNA papers surfaced online, anonymously leaked, showing connections even darker than the first documents suggested. Jasmine's betrayal wasn't only about one child. It pointed to multiple deceptions, timelines, overlapping lies stacked on lies. Fans went insane. Theories exploded. Was Jasmine linked to another Frost child? Was Kirk keeping more secrets than anyone imagined? The storm deepened, the betrayal magnified. Kirk sat in the studio with his head in his hands, Scrappy beside him. "Bro, you gotta admit it, this is the end, there ain't no fixing this." Kirk shook his head, whispering, "If I admit it, I lose everything, my family, my respect, my city." Scrappy leaned closer. "You already lost respect, Kirk, the only thing left is whether you lose Rasheeda too." Jasmine watched it all unfold online, sipping champagne. She posted a cryptic message. "Truth always wins, lies always die." Fans swarmed the comments, screaming at her, some calling her the devil, others praising her as savage. Jasmine liked the comments that praised her, ignoring the hate feeding off the chaos she had created. Atlanta was no longer just buzzing, Atlanta was boiling. The betrayal wasn't dying down, it was multiplying. Every hour, new revelations, new reactions, new heartbreak. Fans couldn't look away. This wasn't just reality TV anymore. This was reality bleeding into every corner of the city, and the flames showed no signs of cooling down. Atlanta had always thrived on drama, but this DNA scandal turned the city into a battlefield. Gossip didn't just float through the clubs anymore, it roared down every street corner, blasted from every car radio, whispered in every hair salon. Fans argued in restaurants over who was guilty, who was innocent, who deserved sympathy and who deserved to burn, but through it all, one truth echoed: Jasmine Washington had crossed a line that no one thought she would ever dare to cross. Rasheeda's boutique became a shrine. Women gathered outside, chanting her name, holding up posters saying, "Queen, stay strong." Paparazzi flashed cameras, capturing every tear that slipped from behind her dark sunglasses. The Frost Empire looked like it was collapsing brick by brick, and fans felt every crack. Rasheeda's voice echoed across the internet when she finally went live again. "I've given this man everything, I've given this family everything, I've even forgiven that woman before, but this is not just betrayal, this is war." Her tears fell, her voice quivered, but her words hit like thunder. Kirk, meanwhile, drowned in guilt, his studio filled with shattered glass, broken phones and crumpled papers. Every call from MTV producers, every text from cast members felt like knives piercing his back. Scrappy walked in, shaking his head. "Dog, you letting this eat you alive? You gotta speak." Kirk muttered, eyes bloodshot. "What am I supposed to say? Jock already turned on me. K. Michelle dragging me online. Rasheeda can't even look at me. My own kid's ashamed of me." He slammed his fists on the desk. "She ruined me, Scrappy. Jasmine ruined me." Scrappy stared back, cold. "Nah bro, you ruined you. Jasmine just lit the match." Social media exploded further when young Jock revealed on his show that Jasmine wasn't just tied to Kirk's bloodline but had been seen sneaking into late-night meetings with someone Rasheeda herself trusted like family. Jock leaned into the mic, whispering, "Atlanta, y'all not ready for the name attached to them papers? Y'all think this scandal go deeper than you ever imagined?" The internet went wild, comments flooded. "Drop the name, Jock, spill it. We ready," but Jock refused, leaving fans restless. Speculation hitting fever pitch. Jasmine, on the other hand, played her villain role like an Oscar-winning actress, stepping out in designer fits, cameras chasing her every move. She posted a picture, captions smiled through the hate with a sly wink. Her likes skyrocketed even as hate comments filled every post. She lived for it, she thrived off it. Her laughter echoed as she scrolled through, fans calling her the snake of Atlanta. She whispered to a friend, "Let them hate, hate keeps me trending." But inside the Frost household, pain grew unbearable. Rasheeda's oldest son confronted Kirk. "Why you always embarrassing us, Dad? Why you can't be faithful? Why every year it's something else?" Kirk had no answer, his silence louder than any excuse. Rasheeda sobbed in the hallway, hearing her children's voices break. She whispered, "I can't let them grow up thinking this is love." She packed another suitcase, her heart screaming, her hands trembling. Kirk grabbed her wrist. "Please don't leave me, I'll die without you." She yanked free, her eyes burning. "You killed us already, Kirk. Every lie, every secret, every betrayal. You killed us long ago." The leaked voicemail haunted everyone. Jasmine's cold admission, "I played them both," echoed in every headline, every blog, every talk show. One daytime host announced, "This scandal is bigger than television. This is about betrayal at the core of human relationships." And the fact that it's being played out on the public stage makes it even more devastating. Audiences nodded, cried, gasped. Atlanta wasn't just watching. Atlanta was mourning the fall of a family. Rasheeda's mother stood firm at her daughter's side, holding her hand during late nights. Baby, you stronger than all of them. Don't let them break you. Don't let them make you feel small. Rasheeda shook her head. But mama, every time I try to be strong, they laugh at me. Every time I forgive, they say I'm weak. Every time I fight back, they say I'm bitter. I can't win. Her mother cupped her face. You win by walking away. You win by living without them. But walking away wasn't easy. The producers dangled contracts, promising millions to keep cameras rolling through the chaos. They called it the season finale to end all finales. Fans online demanded footage, screaming, we need to see Rasheeda's reaction live. Don't cut nothing out. The show turned into a circus and the Frosts trapped inside the tent with no exit. Michelle poured more salt into the wound, posting cryptic tweets. Karma, don't miss a name on the list, followed by Bin told y'all the truth. Years ago, fans retweeted thousands of times, tagging Rasheeda over and over until she blocked the singer entirely, but the damage was done. The perception cemented. Rasheeda, the loyal wife, betrayed over and over. Jasmine, the villain feeding off chaos. Kirk, the man who lost everything by trying to play both sides. A week later, Atlanta nearly stopped breathing when another bombshell surfaced. A second leaked document, this time showing Jasmine's child may not even be the only piece of betrayal. Whispers suggested another child connected to someone shockingly close to the Frosts. Rumors spun faster than truth, bloggers posting wild theories, pictures of Jasmine with random men, captions screaming, who's the real father? Did Jasmine trick them all? Rasheeda broke down on camera again, this time her voice sharp, her tears replaced by fire. If this woman wanted to hurt me, she succeeded. If she wanted to humiliate me, she did it. But what she won't do is destroy me. I will rise above her lies. I will rise above Kirk's failures. I will rise because I refuse to let evil win. The live ended with fans cheering, thousands of comments. Queen, we stand with you. Leave Kirk, sis. You are stronger than this. Meanwhile, Jasmine laughed on her own live posting. Let her cry, let her scream. At the end of the day, she's still saying my name. She's still making me relevant. Fans exploded with rage. The comments turned violent, threats pouring in. Jasmine's security doubled. But she didn't flinch. She posted again, I'm not scared, y'all can't touch me. Her arrogance now legendary. The Frost children bore the worst scars. Classmates whispered, pointed fingers, headlines plastered their families' shame across every screen. Kirk's daughter tweeted, am tired of being dragged into grown people mess. I didn't ask for this. Fans flooded her mentions with sympathy, but the damage had been done. Atlanta divided into two armies, Team Rasheeda waving flags of loyalty, love and respect. Team Jasmine, a smaller group, but louder, claiming she was misunderstood, painted villain when the truth was she had been wronged. First arguments raged in clubs, spilled onto streets, turned violent. At one point a fight broke out in front of a lounge, fans screaming justice for Rasheeda while others shouted Jasmine, the real queen. Police broke it up, but the chaos proved the scandal had consumed the city. Kirk finally sat down for a confessional, tears in his eyes. I love my wife. I never wanted this. I never wanted to hurt her like this, but I can't undo what's been done. Jasmine, she knew what she was doing. She planned it. She set us all up and I fell for it. His voice cracked, his face buried in his hands. I don't know if Rasheeda will ever forgive me this time. I don't know if my family will ever heal. Rasheeda saw the footage, shaking her head. It's too late, Kirk. You can't cry your way out of this. You can't blame Jasmine for choices you made. You opened the door, you invited her in, and now the whole world knows our pain. Her voice carried finality, the tone of a woman done fighting battles she never chose. But Jasmine wasn't done. She dropped another cryptic voicemail, this time laughing. Y'all mad now, but give it time. Y'all always come back to me. Y'all always need me without me. Kirk, boring without me. Rasheeda, just another wife. I make them relevant. Fans screamed into comment sections, the city boiling louder than ever. Atlanta no longer buzzing. Atlanta on fire. News outlets compared the scandal to legendary betrayals in entertainment history, calling Jasmine the scarlet letter of hip-hop, while others labeled Rasheeda the tragic queen betrayed yet undefeated. Kirk's name dragged through mud memes, mocking him as the fool who lost everything. Trending daily through it all, Rasheeda found strength in her fans. She stood before cameras again, this time no tears, only resolve. Atlanta can laugh, Atlanta can cry, but I'm still standing. Jasmine can play her games, Kirk can make his excuses. But I will build a life where my peace is not for sale. I will not let betrayal define me. Her fans erupted with love, the streets chanting her name, the city crowning her its queen again. But the scandal refused to die. Jasmine posted another picture, Smiling smugly captioned villain era, the internet erupted again. Hashtags flew, timelines filled, debates raged, but one truth stood clear: Atlanta had erupted, and no one would ever forget the day DNA papers proved Jasmine betrayed both Kirk and Rasheeda. The story had scorched itself into the city's soul, and the fire showed no signs of burning out anytime soon. The scandal refused to calm down, days turned into weeks. Yet Atlanta could not breathe without tasting the smoke of betrayal. The DNA papers, the voicemails, the cryptic posts, all of it turned into fuel for a fire that seemed unstoppable. Kirk tried to return to his studio to work on music, but every beat sounded hollow, every lyric rang. False producers shook their heads, whispering that he had lost his magic, lost his spark, lost the city's respect. Rasheeda, on the other hand, found herself standing taller, even when she felt broken inside. Women across Atlanta crowned her as their symbol of survival, a queen who had endured storms yet still held her crown, though battered. But Jasmine was not done. She thrived off the hate, off the energy of being the villain. She booked appearances at clubs, lounges, and events where she strutted across stages, smiling, waving, blowing kisses while crowds booed and screamed. She laughed louder than the noise one night. She even shouted into the mic, "Y'all hate me, but y'all can't stop watching me. I'm the headline every single time." The crowd erupted, half cheering, chaos spilling onto the streets, outside fights breaking out as fans clashed over whether Jasmine was a demon or a genius. The police lined the block, sirens flashing, the city once again boiling inside the Frost home. Tensions reached breaking point. Kirk and Rasheeda could not share a room without screaming. Their voices echoed through the walls. Arguments about loyalty, about trust, about dignity. Rasheeda shouted one night, "You didn't just betray me, Kirk, you made me a punchline. Every woman in this city looking at me like I'm weak, like I'm stupid." Kirk screamed back, "I didn't know, I swear. I didn't know. She set us up, she played us both." Rasheeda's face twisted in fury. "And who opened the door for her to play us?" "You did, Kirk. You always do." Their children cowered in their rooms, covering their ears as plates shattered, doors slammed, love crumbled. The media circled like vultures, TMZ dropping daily exclusives, Shade Room feeding fans every crumb, Baller Alert posting every rumor, every screenshot. One leaked text thread allegedly showed Jasmine mocking Kirk's tears, another claimed she bragged about controlling the entire storyline. "They all dancing to my beat," she supposedly wrote. Fans went feral, demanding confirmation. Producers kept silent, but the silence only confirmed the worst. Rasheeda's boutique reopened after weeks of closure, but the atmosphere was tense. Crowds outside chanting both support and hate. Paparazzi swarming her every move. One fan pressed flowers into her hands, whispering, "You're stronger than her, don't let her win." Rasheeda smiled weakly, hiding the storm inside. But once behind closed doors, she collapsed to the floor, sobbing into her hands, repeating over and over, "I just want peace, I just want peace." Jock and Scrappy tried to mediate, pulling Kirk aside in the studio. "Dog, we been with you through everything, but this ain't about us, this about your wife, your family. You can't fix this with another apology, you gotta make a real choice." Kirk rubbed his face, groaning, "But if I lose Rasheeda, I lose everything. She's the reason people respect me. She's the reason I got anything." Scrappy glared, "Then fight for her, but not with words, with actions. She don't need your sorries, she'll need your backbone." Meanwhile, Jasmine's arrogance only grew. She posted a picture wearing a shirt with the word betrayal in bold letters. Her caption read, "Own your truth." Fans exploded, some laughed, some raged, but all shared the post, making it viral. Jasmine even released a single, a diss track, aimed at both Kirk and Rasheeda. Her lyrics, raw, savage, unapologetic, "I played the game, y'all played yourselves." The track hit streaming platforms within hours, climbing charts as fans hate streamed it, turning her scandal into profit. Atlanta radio stations couldn't avoid it. The diss track played over and over, callers cussed out Jasmine, others admitted the beat slapped regardless. The city once again divided, yet unable to turn away. Jasmine smiled wider, watching her bank account grow while the Frosts drowned in Rasheeda's mother confronted Kirk face to face. "How many times you gonna kill my daughter's spirit? How many times you gonna let this woman humiliate her?" Kirk's voice cracked, "I never wanted this, I swear." Her mother raised her finger sharp. "You never wanted it, but you never stopped it, and now my baby bleeding." In front of the whole world, Kirk lowered his head, silent, defeated. The betrayal continued spiraling when another leak hit the internet, a video clip, grainy but clear enough, showing Jasmine at a hotel with someone shockingly familiar, Rasheeda's own cousin. Fans froze, jaws dropping. The betrayal wasn't just marital, it was family, bloodlines twisted, loyalty shattered. Atlanta screamed louder than ever. Hashtags flew. "Not the cousin, Jasmine has no limits" memes flooded Fans gasped in disbelief. Rasheeda collapsed when she saw the clip, her cries shaking the walls. My own blood, my own cousin, she knew what that would do to me, she knew, and she did it anyway. Kirk tried to hold her but she pushed him away, screaming, "Don't touch me, both of y'all destroyed me, both of y'all turned me into a fool." She packed another suitcase. This time determined, her mother by her side, whispering, "It's time, baby, it's time to go." Fans rallied behind her, stronger than ever. Trending Stand with Rasheeda. Donations poured in for her boutique. Celebrities posted messages of support. Cardi B tweeted, "Rasheeda been the realest, she don't deserve none of this mess." Nicki Minaj commented under a post, "Stay strong sis, the queen always wins." The internet crowned her the victim, the survivor, the phoenix rising from ashes. Jasmine laughed at it all, still performing, still living high above the noise. Her Instagram caption, "Cold family, ain't nothing but a word." Fans cursed her comments, filled with venom, threats, insults, but she thrived. More appearances, booked more interviews, her scandal, her empire, her chaos, but Atlanta itself was exhausted, the streets buzzing. But the energy dark, the betrayal, no longer entertainment, it was poison, leaking into every corner, families arguing, couples breaking apart, friendships ending over debates, Team Rasheeda or Team Jasmine. The city fractured like glass and no one knew how to put the pieces back together. The producers prepared for the reunion episode, promising it would be the most explosive in history. Fans lined up outside the studio, chanting, screaming, holding posters, paparazzi swarming. Ready for blood. Kirk, Rasheeda, Jasmine, all scheduled to appear, the city holding its breath for the showdown of a lifetime. Cameras ready to capture tears, screams, maybe even fists. Rasheeda sat backstage, hands trembling, makeup team dabbing her tears. She whispered to herself, "This is it, this is where I face her, where I take my power back." Kirk paced back and forth, sweat dripping, his mind racing. Don't let them break you, don't let them see you fold. Jasmine lounged calmly, sipping champagne, her heels sparkling, smirk painted across her face, whispering, "Let the games begin." The betrayal had grown into a beast no one could control, but the reunion promised to either cage it or let it devour them all. Atlanta's heartbeat raced as the lights dimmed, cameras rolled, and the stage set for the most explosive showdown love and hip-hop had ever seen. The reunion stage glowed under bright lights, the audience buzzing, restless phones in the air, live streams already running, fans screaming from the front rows, producers grinning behind the cameras. They knew this was the night Atlanta would shake again. Rasheeda stepped onto the stage, her head high but her eyes heavy. The crowd erupted, chanting her name, "Queen, Queen, Queen." She sat down, gripping the armrest, her nails digging deep. Kirk followed moments later, met with a mix of cheers and boos, the sound clashing in the air like thunder. He forced a smile but his shoulders sagged, then the tension thickened. Jasmine strutted out in a glittering dress, her heels clicking like daggers. The audience exploded, half booing, half cheering. She smirked, blew kisses, and sat opposite Rasheeda, crossing her legs with confidence. The host leaned forward, trying to set the tone, but the energy was already uncontrollable. Fans screamed from the crowd, "Betrayer, snake! Leave Atlanta!" Others shouted, "We love you, Jasmine, queen, villain!" The divide split the room in two. The host cleared his throat. "Atlanta has been on fire since the DNA papers leaked, and tonight, we have all three of you here too." Finally face each other. Silence fell heavy, the tension a weight on every chest. Rasheeda turned first, her voice sharp. "You sat in my face, smiled at me, pretended to be done with the games, and the whole time you were plotting, Jasmine. You didn't just go after my husband, you went after me, my family, my blood." The crowd gasped, eyes wide. Jasmine leaned back, smirking. "And what you gonna do about it, Rasheeda? Cry again, beg Kirk again, stay in that house again? You ain't no queen, you a prisoner. And I gave you the keys to the chains." Gasps filled the room, boos echoed, some fans even stood shouting for security. But Rasheeda's eyes blazed. Kirk tried to cut in, "Listen, it's not all her fault. I should have protected you, Rasheeda. I should have done better." His voice cracked, but Rasheeda whipped around, pointing at him, "Don't defend me now, Kirk. Don't sit here on national TV acting like a husband when you never acted like one behind closed doors. You let her in, you let her tear us apart, and now you want sympathy." Kirk froze, his lips trembling. The crowd roared, snapping, clapping, some shouting, "Tell him, queen." The host asked Jasmine if she had anything to say to the fans who called her the villain. Jasmine laughed loudly, tossing her hair, "Villain, villain, villain, that's what makes me unforgettable. They chant my name even when they boo me. They watch me even when they hate me. Without me, y'all got no show. Without me, y'all boring. Without me, Rasheeda just another wife, and Kirk just another man cheating." The crowd erupted, fans screamed in rage. Some clapped wildly. Security stepped closer, the stage vibrating with tension. Suddenly a voice from the audience shouted, "We got the cousin here." Heads whipped around, cameras spun, and there he was, Rasheeda's cousin escorted onto the stage by producers. His face pale, sweat dripping as boos rained down. The host grinned knowing. Ratings just skyrocketed. Rasheeda's mouth fell open, tears streaming. How could you betray me like this? The cousin stammered. I didn't mean for it to happen, it was a mistake, I was drunk. Jasmine came on to me. The audience erupted, chaos, boos, screams, security struggling to hold fans back. Jasmine rolled her eyes, smiling. He wasn't drunk, he knew what he was doing, don't let him fool y'all. Rasheeda lunged from her chair, shouting, you destroyed my family, you destroyed my name, and now you laugh about it. Security held her back the stage, a war zone. Kirk buried his face in his hands, whispering, Lord, why now, why like this? The host tried to calm the storm, but the damage was done. The reunion no longer a show, it was a battlefield. Backstage, producers each other whispering, this is gold, this is the moment, the ratings will break history. The cameras caught every tear, every scream, every glare. The betrayal magnified for millions to witness. After a tense break, the reunion resumed. The host pressing Jasmine, do you have any regrets for what you've done? Jasmine smirked, leaning forward, no regrets, I did what I did, and I don't apologize. If they were strong, they wouldn't be broken by me. I exposed the truth, Kirk is weak. Rasheeda is fake, and I'm the only one real enough to say it. Gasps echoed. Rasheeda buried her face in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably. Fans screamed, kick her out, get her off the stage, but Jasmine sat proudly like a queen on a throne of fire. Kirk finally snapped, slamming his hand on the table. You think you won, Jasmine, but you didn't. You broke trust, you broke respect, you broke this family. But you didn't break me. I'll rebuild, I'll fight for Rasheeda, I'll prove to my kids I'm not the fool you made me out to be. His voice thundered, shaking the stage. Rasheeda lifted her head, staring at him, eyes wet but sharp. Words, Kirk, always words. Let's see if you got action this time. The crowd cheered, roaring for her strength. The cousin was escorted off stage under heavy booing, his head low, his shame permanent. The betrayal now etched forever in Atlanta's memory. Fans outside the studio chanted Rasheeda's name like an anthem, while bloggers live tweeted every second, turning the reunion into the top trending topic worldwide. Jasmine left the stage last, her smirk never fading. Cameras following her down the hallway. She whispered into her phone, did you see that I own this city now? The clip leaked within hours, adding more fuel to the fire. Fans screamed in rage, but others admitted she had indeed taken control. She was the villain, but she was unforgettable. Atlanta burned brighter than ever. Families split, couples argued, friendships ended, hashtags raged, memes flew, but one truth echoed louder than all. Jasmine had betrayed both Kirk and Rasheeda. Not by accident, not by weakness, but by design, and the flames she lit would never be forgotten. The reunion episode had barely ended when Atlanta itself turned into one giant stage. Cars honked with people blasting the audio from Jasmine's live streams. Bars played clips from the show on repeat. Customers pausing to watch every tear, every scream, every accusation. Neighbors gathered outside on porches, rehashing the betrayal like it was their own family matter. It wasn't just entertainment anymore. It was a wound in the city's heart, and the cut only grew deeper with every rumor, every post, every whisper. Rasheeda sat in her bedroom the night after the reunion, her makeup still smeared from crying, her phone on silent, buzzing endlessly as fans begged her to leave. Kirk begged her to stand tall, begged her to rebuild. Without the weight of betrayal, she stared at her wedding ring, twisting it between her fingers, her thoughts racing. She whispered, all these years, all this pain, and for what? To be humiliated in front of the world again, to be mocked by the woman who stole my peace. She closed her eyes, hearing Jasmine's smug laugh echo like a ghost through the walls. Kirk slept on the couch downstairs, his chest heavy, his mind restless, his dreams plagued by the sound of his children's voices begging him to stop embarrassing them. He replayed every moment in his head, every time he let Jasmine near, every time he thought he could control the fire but instead ended up feeding it. He muttered into the darkness, she used me, she used us all, but maybe I let her because I was weak. Atlanta's gossip blogs lit up the next morning, fresh tea spilling like waterfalls. One headline screamed, Jasmine's cousin's scandal confirmed, DNA proves multiple betrayals. Another claimed, sources say Rasheeda finally moving out. The streets buzzed louder than ever, fans taking sides, their loyalty turning into war online and off at a local salon. Women argued so fiercely security had to intervene, one side shouting, Jasmine is evil, she calculated every move to destroy Rasheeda. The other side yelling, no, Jasmine just told the truth, and Kirk been trash from day one. Rasheeda weak for staying. Clips of the fight went viral, further feeding the chaos. But the biggest twist came when another voice entered the scandal. A mysterious man claiming to be connected to Jasmine appeared on Instagram Live, his face shadowed, his voice disguised. He said, "What y'all think you know ain't half the truth. Jasmine didn't just betray Kirk and Rasheeda. She betrayed someone else to someone bigger, and when the next papers drop Atlanta gonna stop breathing within minutes." His live was reposted thousands of times, fans gasping, speculating, wondering who this mystery man was. Was he lying, clout chasing, or was Jasmine's betrayal even darker than anyone could imagine? Rasheeda's mother begged her to cut ties once and for all. "Baby, you cannot heal in the same place you keep getting hurt. You can't keep loving a man who keeps opening the door for the devil." Rasheeda broke down in her mother's arms. "But mama, how do I walk away from everything we built? The music, the business, the kids, the memories. It's my whole life," her mother whispered fiercely. "Your whole life ain't meant to be spent bleeding." Kirk tried to apologize again. Flowers delivered to her boutique, expensive gifts dropped off at the house, desperate texts flooding her phone. Rasheeda ignored them all until one night Kirk cornered her in the kitchen, tears in his eyes. "Please don't give up on us. I swear I'll fight this time. I'll cut her off for good. I'll prove to you I can change." Rasheeda glared at him, her voice like ice. "You said that the first time, Kirk. You said that the second time, the third, the 10th. Now the whole world is laughing at me while Jasmine smirks on live. I can't be your clown anymore." Kirk collapsed to his knees, sobbing, grabbing her hands. "Then tell me what to do. Tell me how to fix it." Rasheeda pulled away. "You can't fix what's already burned to the ground." Meanwhile, Jasmine stayed booked and busy, club appearances, interviews, her diss track climbing charts. Fans hate listening but still lining her pockets. She sat in VIP lounges sipping champagne, watching headlines with a smile. "They can't stop talking about me. That's power, that's money, that's legacy," she bragged to her friends. One of them asked, "But aren't you scared Rasheeda gonna finally fight back?" Jasmine laughed. "Cold Rasheeda, too soft. She cries, she forgives, she sells her little clothes. She ain't built for war. Me, I live for it." But Jasmine underestimated the fire brewing inside Rasheeda, because days later, Rasheeda shocked fans by announcing a tell-all interview. Her first time fully breaking silence. Producers teased it for weeks. Promos, flashing clips of Rasheeda wiping tears, saying the truth will finally be told. Fans waited impatiently, thousands commenting, "Queen spill everything, drag Jasmine, we ready." The city held its breath as the day drew near. The interview aired live. Rasheeda in a sleek black dress, her eyes sharp but her voice heavy. "I have carried pain for years, pain most of y'all will never understand. I stayed loyal to a man who broke me because I believed in love. I forgave a woman who laughed at my tears because I believed in peace, but today I stopped being quiet. Jasmine didn't just betray me. Jasmine targeted me, she hunted me, she wanted to break me and my family, and Kirk let her in." Her words cracked, but her strength shone. Fans screamed online, millions watching live, crying, cheering, flooding her with love. Jasmine responded within hours on live, her voice dripping with venom. Rasheeda always playing the victim like she a saint, like she perfect. "Nah, sis, you ain't fooling nobody, you weak. You stayed with Kirk because you needed the money, the fame, the storyline. You ain't no queen, you just desperate." Fans exploded in rage, filling Jasmine's comments with hate. Her live flooded with booze, but she only smirked and ended it with, "Catch me outside Atlanta, you know where I'm at." The city once again on fire. Rumors spread Jasmine and Rasheeda were headed for a real-life face-off at an upcoming event. Flyers circulated online, fans buying tickets just to witness history. Atlanta preparing for the most explosive showdown yet, security already bracing for chaos. Kirk sat alone in his studio, staring at old pictures of him and Rasheeda back when love was pure, before betrayal became their brand. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he whispered, "How did I lose the only woman who ever loved me?" But even as he broke, Jasmine laughed, sipping champagne, whispering, "Because I took her from you, and I'll do it again." The storm had no end, the betrayal had no bottom, the city trapped in a cycle of chaos, and yet fans couldn't look away because every hour, every rumor, every leak brought a new twist, a new wound, a new betrayal that made Atlanta erupt all over again. Atlanta was no longer just a city, it was a battlefield. Every street corner pulsed with whispers about Jasmine. Kirk and Rasheeda barbershops argued louder than clippers, salons hissed with venom every time Jasmine's name slipped from someone's lips. Radio hosts milked every second, callers crying, screaming, debating the betrayal until their voices broke. But through it all, one truth remained: Jasmine had crossed boundaries no one thought could be crossed, and the fire she lit was now a wildfire, consuming everything in its path. Rasheeda's tell-all interview had shaken the city. Fans praised her strength, calling her the Phoenix who refused to die hashtags crowned her queen, while memes mocked Kirk as the eternal fool Jasmine. However, used the noise as oxygen feeding off it, booking more appearances. Smiling into every camera lens like she had already won, she strolled through Lenox Mall like royalty, security surrounding her while fans booed. Some even threw drinks. She laughed, flipping her hair. "Y'all obsessed with me, admit it." Her arrogance enraged the crowd even more. Back at the Frost household, silence cut deeper than screams. Kirk and Rasheeda barely spoke. Their children avoided eye contact, embarrassed at school, humiliated online. Kirk sat in his studio every night, staring at the wall, drowning in liquor, whispering apologies to ghosts. Rasheeda slept in another room, praying for peace. She whispered to her mother, "I don't even know who I am anymore. All I know is pain." Her mother stroked her hair. "Baby, you are more than his mistakes. You are more than her cruelty. You are the queen of Atlanta, and one day they'll all see it." Then came the next bombshell, another leak. This time not papers, not voicemails, but full video footage. Jasmine caught on hidden camera, bragging to a friend, her words cold. "I never loved Kirk. I never cared about Rasheeda. I wanted power, and now I got it. I made them both puppets on my string, and the whole world dancing." The clip spread like wildfire, millions watching in horror. Atlanta roared with fury. The villain had confessed again, this time with her face and her smirk undeniable. Fans screamed, "Cancel her now. Ban Jasmine forever." Protests erupted outside MTV offices, fans chanting, "Protect Rasheeda, cancel Jasmine." The pressure mounted like never before. Rasheeda broke her silence, again going live, tears streaking her face, but her voice steady. "You all saw it, you all heard it. She admitted what she did. She hunted me, she mocked me, she destroyed my peace. But let me be clear, Jasmine, you don't break me, you only make me stronger." Fans flooded her comments with hearts, encouragement, love. Her boutiques sales skyrocketed, fans buying everything to support their queen. The internet crowned her the winner of the scandal, even as her heart bled. Kirk, on the other hand, faced the wrath of fans every time he stepped outside. Boos followed him, memes mocked him as weak, hashtags called him lost forever. Even his old friends distanced themselves, jock posting, "Sometimes you reap what you sow." Scrappy tweeting, "Loyalty gotta mean something." Kirk slumped further into silence, his legacy collapsing like ash in the wind, but Jasmine still refused to fade. She posted another live, her face glowing with defiance. "Y'all mad because I told the truth. Y'all mad because I played the game better than them. They cry, I shine. They fall, I rise. Keep hating, it only makes me bigger." The comments boiled over, death threats, insults, curses, but Jasmine smirked, sipping champagne. "See y'all at my next club appearance." The producers of the show finally cracked under pressure. They announced a special finale episode, one final confrontation between Rasheeda, Jasmine, and Kirk. To settle it once and for all, Atlanta lost its breath. Fans lined up outside the studio days in advance, desperate for tickets. Scalpers sold seats for thousands. It was the most anticipated event in love and hip-hop history. The night arrived, cameras rolled, fans screamed inside the studio, electricity in the air. Rasheeda entered first, regal in black, the crowd chanting her name. Kirk followed, head down, boos raining. Jasmine appeared last in glittering gold, smiling smug. Security tightened immediately. The host tried to speak, but the noise drowned him. Rasheeda turned to Jasmine, fire in her eyes. "You think you won, you think humiliating me makes you powerful, but all you did was show the world how empty you are." Jasmine smirked, "Empty but unforgettable. They talk about me, not you." Rasheeda rose from her chair, shouting, "They talk about you because you destroy, not because you build, because you mock pain, not because you inspire." The crowd roared their cheers, shaking the stage. Kirk tried to speak, voice trembling. "I want to say sorry to my wife, to my kids, to Atlanta. I failed you all. I let her in, I let this happen, and I will never forgive myself." Fans booed, some cheered, but the words hung heavy. Jasmine laughed cruelly. "You sorry now, but you wasn't sorry when you laid with me. Don't lie, Kirk, don't pretend you the victim now." Kirk buried his face in his hands, the audience screaming, chaos boiling. Rasheeda stood tall, tears in her eyes. "This ends today. I won't be your victim, Jasmine. I won't be your storyline, Kirk. I won't be your excuse. I am done bleeding for both of you. I reclaim my crown. I reclaim my peace." The crowd erupted, standing ovations, tears flowing, fans chanting her name over and over, "Queen Rasheeda, Queen Rasheeda." The sound shook the room, cameras capturing history being made. Jasmine's smirk faltered, for the first time, her eyes narrowing as the chants grew louder, drowning her out. She hissed into her mic, "Y'all will beg for me back, y'all can't erase me, I am the fire." But her words were swallowed by the roar of love for Rasheeda, the villain, finally overshadowed by the queen. As the credits rolled, fans poured into the streets, chanting, dancing, crying, "Atlanta on fire once again." But this time, The flames felt different, not just destruction but rebirth. Rasheeda crowned stronger, Kirk humbled. Broken Jasmine, still defiant but her empire cracking. The scandal would never be forgotten, etched forever in the cities. Memory Atlanta had erupted, but from the ashes, a queen had risen, and the world would never look at her the same again. Atlanta had not healed from the finale yet, when another storm began brewing because scandals like these don't end, they multiply like shadows in the dark. The night after Rasheeda declared her crown reclaimed streets, filled with noise, fans still chanting her name, others debating in clubs whether Jasmine's reign as villain would really end or whether she had one more deadly card left in her deck. Kirk sat silent in his studio, drowning in liquor, again staring at pictures of Rasheeda, their wedding, their children, their empire built from scratch, now burning in flames. He whispered, "I lost it all, and I let it slip through my fingers." Rasheeda, however, found herself standing taller than ever, her boutique lines selling out, fans flooding her store, turning her pain into profit, women traveling across states to hug her, to tell her, "You are our strength, you are every woman who stayed too long but still found the courage to rise." She cried in their arms, grateful, yet heavy inside, because the scars Jasmine left were deeper than any fan could see. But Jasmine refused to bow down. She booked another interview with a controversial radio host known for stirring the pot. She walked in wearing red, like fire. Eyes sharp, voice calm. The host asked Jasmine, "How does it feel to be the most hated woman in Atlanta right now?" Jasmine smirked, leaned into the mic, and said, "Hate is love disguised. When they boo me, they really begging for me. They can't stop watching me, and as long as they watch, I win." The host laughed nervously. "But don't you feel bad for destroying a family?" Humiliating Rasheeda. Jasmine chuckled. "Destroying a family? Nah, that family was already broken. I just exposed the cracks." Atlanta gasped when the clip went viral. The audacity, the arrogance, the unapologetic cruelty. Rasheeda's fans declared war even louder. Hashtags cancel Jasmine hashtag just trended for days. Protesters gathered outside the radio station, chanting her name with venom signs, reading "Snake of Atlanta betrayal, Queen must fall." Jasmine looked out the tinted window of her SUV, laughing, "Look at them, mad, but still showing up for me." Her security nervous, but she thrived in the chaos. Kirk, meanwhile, couldn't escape humiliation memes. Plastered his face with clown paint captions reading "Atlanta's biggest fool." Teenagers on TikTok mocked him with skits, recreating his cries, Rasheeda's speeches, Jasmine's smirks. His children suffered bullying, online comments, cruel classmates whispering, "Your daddy dumb, your mama hurt, your family fake." Tears fell as they begged their parents to stop letting cameras in their lives. But producers tightened their grip, contracts binding them to keep rolling because ratings soared and money blinded executives to human pain. A mysterious blogger dropped another bomb on social media. Screenshots of alleged texts between Jasmine and a mystery man, speculated to be someone maybe even a producer of the show. The texts hinted Jasmine orchestrated leaks herself to secure camera timelines, like "Wait till they see this, watch me trend again. And Rasheeda won't recover after this." The blogger captioned it, "The puppet master behind the curtain." The internet exploded, theories flying faster than bullets. Rasheeda went live again, shaking her head, her voice trembling but fierce. "Every time I think this is over, she finds another way to drag me back into hell. But let me say this, I refuse to be destroyed. I refuse to be silenced. Jasmine, you may laugh today, but you will cry tomorrow, mark my words." Fans cheered, flooding her comments with support. One even tattooed Queen Rasheeda on her arm. Posting it online, Rasheeda reposted with gratitude, tears in her eyes, but Jasmine doubled down, posting herself in a snake print outfit, captioned "Embrace the villain." Fans lost their minds, calling her soulless, shameless, evil incarnate. Others secretly admired her boldness, calling her fearless, unbreakable, ruthless. Memes of her smirk spread across Twitter, half mocking, half praising. She trended again, because love her or hate her, no one could look away. MTV producers, sensing the fire wasn't cooling, announced a spin-off series centered entirely on the scandal. Atlanta betrayed, with a tagline "Where loyalty dies and villains rise." Fans pre-ordered tickets to live tapings, scalpers selling them for hundreds. Social media buzzing again, critics calling it exploitation, but fans calling it must-see TV. The Frosts caught in another contract trap, unable to walk away even if they wanted to behind the cameras. Rasheeda confronted Kirk again. "Why do you keep letting them profit off our pain? Why do you keep signing these deals when all it does is humiliate me?" Kirk's voice cracked, "Because it's all I got left, Rasheeda. Without the cameras, without the checks, we lose everything, the house, the cars, the businesses. I can't let it all go." Rasheeda shook her head, tears flowing. "I'd rather lose things than lose myself, Kirk, but you'll never understand that because you already lost yourself a long time ago." Their arguments leaked again. Paparazzi, catching them screaming outside a restaurant. Rasheeda yelling, "I can't take this anymore," Kirk shouting back, "You think you perfect, you think you better than me." Fans recorded clips, posting them online, fueling more debates, the city boiling again. Then came the shock of all shocks. Another DNA revelation surfaced, not from Jasmine this time but from another woman entirely, a new face stepping into the fire. Claiming she too had a child tied to the Frosts, she released papers, photos, videos, the internet froze, jaws dropped, memes exploded. Not another baby. Kirk never learns. Rasheeda collapsed in tears when she saw the news. God, when will it end? When will the humiliation stop? Kirk broke down to whispering, "This can't be true, this gotta be fake," but the papers looked real enough to keep Atlanta screaming. Jasmine wasted no time mocking from the sidelines, posting, "Guess I ain't the only villain after all," with laughing emojis. Rasheeda's fans exploded in rage at her insensitivity while Kirk's reputation burned beyond repair, his name trending as clown of the century. Rasheeda shocked everyone days later when she appeared at an empowerment conference, standing tall before hundreds of women, microphones, flashing, cameras rolling. She declared, "They tried to break me, they mocked me, they betrayed me, but look at me, I'm still here. Standing stronger than ever. I am not just Kirk's wife, I am not just Jasmine's victim, I am Rasheeda Frost, the Queen of Atlanta, and no scandal can erase my crown." The crowd erupted, tears, cheers, screams, the internet flooded with her speech clips going viral beyond Atlanta, inspiring women worldwide. She transformed from betrayed wife to global symbol of resilience, but Jasmine refused to fade. She announced her own clothing line, Villain, where with slogans like "Betrayal pays," "Cry harder," "Loyalty is dead," fans outraged but still buying her pieces to burn online. Others ironically wearing them in clubs. The controversy only made her richer. Memes mocked Rasheeda's empowerment shirts versus Jasmine's villain merch. Atlanta divided deeper than ever. Kirk sat alone again, watching both women rise in their own ways while he crumbled into nothing. He whispered into his glass, "I lost them both. I lost respect, I lost love, I lost my soul." His tears fell unheard, his empire, ashes around him. The blogger who leaked the earlier texts dropped another bomb. A video of Jasmine meeting secretly with an MTV producer, confirming suspicions she orchestrated drama for fame. The internet exploded. Hashtags Jasmine the mastermind cancel MTV trended, fans furious, calling the show fake, scripted, exploitative. But still, they watched, ratings breaking records because no one could look away from the train wreck. Rasheeda finally filed separation papers. Cameras catching her walking into a courthouse, head-high sunglasses covering tears, fans outside cheering her, "Do it Queen." Kirk nowhere to be seen. Rumors swirled he had left Atlanta, unable to face the shame. Jasmine posted cryptically, "Queens run, but villains reign." Once again, fueling rage and fascination, Atlanta's heartbeat never slowed. Because betrayal had become its new rhythm, and every day, a new twist, a new leak. A new wound opened wider. Rasheeda crowned Queen of Survival, Kirk buried under humiliation. Jasmine, unapologetic villain of the century. Fans, unable to stop watching because the fire, though deadly, was mesmerizing, and the city would never recover from the eruption that began with a single set of DNA papers proving Jasmine betrayed them both. Atlanta still hadn't cooled down from the courthouse shock when yet another twist tore through the city like lightning. Gossip blogs posted blurry photos of Jasmine slipping into a black SUV late at night with none other than a music mogul rumored to have funded parts of Kirk's label in the past. Fans lost their minds, screaming that Jasmine's betrayal wasn't just personal, it was business, it was empire-shattering betrayal at every level. Kirk's name dragged deeper into mud. As bloggers wrote, she destroyed his marriage, his family, and now she targeting his legacy. Rasheeda walked out of the courthouse, head held high, even as cameras blinded her, flashes popping like gunshots, fans chanting, "Queen, Queen, Queen." Her voice cracked in a brief statement, "This is not easy, this is not what I wanted, but I refuse to be chained to betrayal anymore. I deserve peace, I deserve respect." The crowd erupted, sobbing, cheering, holding up handmade signs calling her the strongest woman in Atlanta. Kirk didn't show his face for days. Paparazzi staked outside his house, but only empty cars came and went. Rumors spread that he checked into a hotel on the outskirts of the city, drowning himself in silence. One insider whispered, "He barely eating, barely speaking, he know he lost everything." Mims mocked him, more cruel than ever, Atlanta's invisible man. Gone but not missed, but Jasmine basked in the chaos, throwing a lavish party at a downtown club, cameras catching her popping bottles, surrounded by dancers smiling wide. Fans outside booed, throwing cups, shouting, "Snake, snake." But Jasmine only laughed harder, grabbing the mic and shouting, "They can't stop me, they can't erase Me, I am the fire, y'all still watching. The crowd inside screamed cheers, boos, everything blending into noise, but the clip went viral again because love her, or hate her, Jasmine was everywhere. The next morning Rasheeda's interview aired on national TV, bigger than the blogs, bigger than MTV. She sat across from a respected journalist, tears in her eyes, but her voice fierce. I stood by a man who broke me, I forgave a woman who mocked me, I stayed silent to protect my family, but silence only gave them more power today. I speak not just for me but for every woman who's ever been humiliated and told to smile through the pain. I will not be silent anymore. The world listened. The clip trending worldwide. Hashtags, hashtag IST, and with RASHEEDA, hashtag Queen Forever, drowning out Jasmine's arrogance at least for the moment, but Jasmine hit back hours later, posting a cryptic video, her tone icy calm. Rasheeda can play victim all she wants, but y'all forget who really built the story without me. There is no show without me. Y'all don't even care about them. I am the headline. I am the reason y'all watching, so keep hating. It's paying my bills. Fans screamed curses in her comments. Some threatened to boycott MTV, but others admitted she was right. The villain fed the machine, and the machine made her untouchable. Behind the scenes, producers panicked as sponsors pulled ads, citing Jasmine's toxic brand, but ratings remained sky-high. Executives torn between profit and reputation, while fans outside their headquarters screamed cancel Jasmine, holding up signs chanting in unison, police holding barricades as chants echoed through downtown. Rasheeda meanwhile turned her pain into power, launching a foundation for women betrayed by partners and exploited by fame. Her first event packed hundreds of women crying, hugging, sharing stories. Rasheeda, wiping tears, hugging each one. We will rise together, we will rebuild together. The city cheered for her, crowning her a queen not just of Atlanta but of resilience itself. Celebrities tweeted their love. Cardi B reposted her speech. Beyoncé's team even sent flowers. The energy shifted, fans rallying around her like never before. Kirk finally emerged, pale, thin, broken. He released a video, barely holding back tears. I lost the best woman I ever had because I was weak, because I let poison into my life. I don't blame anyone but myself. Rasheeda, if you ever hear this, know that I will spend the rest of my life begging God to forgive me, even if you never do. Fans pitied him, some mocked him, but the damage was irreversible. Kirk Frost no longer the mogul, just the man who destroyed himself. Jasmine still refused to bow. She teased a new reality project, Villain Diaries, clips showing her laughing, smirking, walking through Atlanta streets while fans booed the tagline, bold. You can hate me but you'll never forget me. MTV didn't confirm, but rumors swirled and fans debated, would they watch or would they boycott? Deep down everyone knew they would watch because the train wreck had become too addictive. And then came the most shocking leak of all, a final set of DNA papers, this time not about Kirk, not about Jasmine, not about Rasheeda, but about a child linked to someone else entirely, a powerful figure connected to Atlanta's music scene. The papers suggested Jasmine had manipulated not just the Frosts but others in the industry, her web of betrayal wider than anyone could have dreamed. Atlanta gasped once again, fans crying out, how deep does this go? Who else is caught in her fire? The city never slept, the scandal never ended. Every time the flames dimmed, Jasmine poured more gasoline. Every time Rasheeda stood tall, Jasmine mocked from the shadows. Every time Kirk begged for forgiveness, the world laughed at him. Atlanta erupted over and over again, until betrayal became its heartbeat and everyone trapped inside the story realized there was no ending, only another twist waiting in the dark. As the dust settled over Atlanta, one thing became undeniable: this scandal will be remembered forever. DNA papers that were supposed to bring clarity only ignited a firestorm. Betrayal that stretched from bedrooms to boardrooms, from family dinners to global headlines. Jasmine Washington did not just betray Kirk Frost, she did not just humiliate Rasheeda Frost, she carved her name into the very soul of Atlanta, leaving scars that may never heal. Fans everywhere still sit stunned, replaying every leaked voicemail, every shocking reveal, every tear that fell from Rasheeda's eyes, every smirk that spread across Jasmine's lips. But let's be honest, this story is not over. No matter how many interviews air, no matter how many apologies Kirk whispers into the void, no matter how many speeches Rasheeda delivers promising strength, the betrayal lives on. And fans can't stop talking about it. You can't log on to Twitter without seeing memes, you can't scroll through Instagram without catching another clip. You can't walk through Atlanta without overhearing the whispers, people asking each other, did you see the papers? Did you hear the voicemail? Did you watch the reunion? The scandal has chained the entire city together in shock, outrage, and obsession. Rasheeda now stands as a symbol not just of pain but of power. Her voice Shaking yet steady as she reclaims her crown, fans lifting her higher than ever before. Some call her the Queen of Atlanta. Others call her the Queen of Survival, but all agree she has risen from the ashes, stronger than the flames. Jasmine tried to drown her in, but will it be enough? Will strength alone protect her from the villain who still lurks in the spotlight? Jasmine shows no signs of stopping. She smiles into cameras, she profits from hate, she thrives in chaos. She has turned betrayal into brand power, and her reign as the unapologetic villain shows no cracks. Kirk remains the tragic figure caught between his wife and his betrayer. His reputation shredded, his empire in ruins, his tears mocked, his apologies unheard. He begs for forgiveness, but will forgiveness ever come, or is his legacy forever stained by lies, by weakness, by the smirk of the woman who tore his world apart? Fans argue endlessly. Some pity him, some hate him, most laugh at him, calling him the eternal fool of Atlanta. And what about Jasmine herself? Will she ever face the consequences of her choices? Will she ever crumble under the weight of her own arrogance, or will she continue to climb higher, feeding on the outrage of fans who swear they despise her, yet can't look away? She has built a throne from betrayal, and the question remains, will Atlanta ever have the power to knock her off, or will she reign as the queen of chaos forever? And that's where you come in. Yes, you watching right now, you've heard the whispers, you've seen the papers, you've felt the pain. You've lived through every twist, but the story doesn't end with us, it continues with you. Whose side are you on? Do you stand with Rasheeda, the loyal wife turned queen of survival? Do you feel pity for Kirk, the broken man who lost it all, or do you secretly admire Jasmine, the villain who turned betrayal into power? Comment below right now, let your voice be heard, because this scandal belongs to Atlanta. But it also belongs to you, the fans, who made it bigger than any script could have imagined. Don't just watch from the sidelines, dive into the comments, tell us how you feel. Are you heartbroken for Rasheeda? Are you furious at Kirk? Are you stunned by Jasmine's audacity? Or are you still reeling from the DNA bombshell that started it all? Remember, your voice matters here. Every opinion, every comment adds fuel to this fire, and we want to hear from you. And while you're down there, make sure you smash that like button, because the more love this video gets, the louder Rasheeda's truth spreads. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Because we are not done, this scandal has only scratched the surface. There are still secrets waiting to be revealed, still twists waiting to explode, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when the next chapter drops, because in this story every second counts, every leak, every live, every confession changes everything, and the only way to stay ahead is to stay locked in with us. Share this video with your friends, your group chats, your family. Let everyone know what Jasmine did, what Kirk lost, what Rasheeda survived. Because the world deserves to see the truth with their own eyes. Atlanta erupted, but the fire has spread far beyond the city. Now it burns across the globe, and you are part of it. So once again, comment below, whose side are you on? Team Rasheeda, the queen of strength, Team Kirk, the man begging for forgiveness, or Team Jasmine, the villain who refuses to bow? And if you think the scandal is finished, think again, because DNA papers don't lie, but betrayal never dies. Stay tuned, because the next twist is coming sooner than you think. Like, subscribe, comment, and join the movement, because this is bigger than reality TV. This is bigger than Atlanta. This is history in the making, betrayal written in bold letters and burned into our hearts forever.